It might be tiny, but the brown marmorated stink bug is one of Australia's biggest biosecurity threats. It's a voracious eater with more than 300 agricultural and ornamental plant species considered at risk. In other words, it could cause major harm to our environment and economy.
Without having an effective biosecurity system, the brown marmorated stink bug has a very high chance of getting into the country, which will have devastating impacts on our horticultural industries, as well as societal issues with the pest aggregating in people's houses and warehouses.
The smelly invader often hitchhikes on goods being imported via both container ships and planes.
There's pre-border controls to try and stop pests even getting here in the first place. And then at the border, we target goods that are high risk of carrying brown marmorated stink bugs so we can find them and stop them.
Stopping not just stink bugs, but other pests and disease from getting into the country isn't easy. In 2019 alone, Australia received around 57 million cargo containers, 122,000 air and sea vessels, 22 million international visitors, and 144 million letters and packages.
We're increasingly interconnected, there's greater human movement, and because of that, there's greater chances for pests and diseases to be moved between countries and among countries.
Pests can even reach us via wind and sea currents. So we need complex strategies to manage the risk. That's where the Centre of Excellence for Biosecurity Risk Analysis comes in. The Centre's researchers provide high-level advice to the Australian and New Zealand governments.
It's easy to think, well, it's just a plant clipping or it's just a seed. What danger can it pose? But it might be carrying a pest that could decimate Australia's grain industry or even Australia's forests. We really need to be very careful about what we choose to bring into the country.
And that extends beyond border control. The Centre also works on best practice for farmers and anyone else wanting access to the most informed data and information.
The biosecurity risks that Australia is facing are increasing and becoming more complex to manage. We're doing the best we can with limited funding, but managing these biosecurity risks to protect our environment, economy and way of life is everyone's responsibility.